think we are up and running at this point. Let's pull my microphone into range here to see if I am audible. I think I am up and running. So I'm going to, I guess, pretend like I know I'm active. Signs indicate that I am. So, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them, and I publish them online. We are focusing attention right now on an adventure that we created with Andy Heatley and editing by Stuart Braz called Crystals of Mabar. It's for characters 7th, 8th level. Well, there I am. I think I've been streaming already. I'll check the playback to know exactly when it is that I actually started. But yeah, so I create role playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online, and this is Crystals of Mabar. So like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications. We have the full playlist here, and here's some other books on DMsGuild that I've already published. They all have extensive free previews. Right now, this is the book cover we created around episode 40. You can jump into the playlist to see us creating that, but we are making tokens right now. So I got my timer going. I've got my pot of coffee up and running. Giving yourself a sip here. And we'll get some work done. I got about an hour or so to play this morning. So we are slowly digging our way through the edits to Act 3. Just trying to make it a little bit more efficient and cleaned up. And then once we finish doing that, we'll be working on the finale of the adventure, follow-up stuff, plot hook resolution, and then if all that aligns, we may well be ready. We may already be ready to proceed with page layouts. This adventure is going to be challenging for me to lay out. I can tell that already. Once we actually have all the text revised and we actually get into layout, we'll see how, oh my god, we'll see how efficient we can make our language. Let's do some flash. We'll grab a highlight here and some shadow here. So I'm here 10 times per week, Monday through Friday. In the morning like this, we work on Eberron art, as we are doing right now, whether it's tokens or maps, or once we get into page layout, spot art. We'll be doing that as well. And on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Friday lunchtime here in Seattle, we work on game mechanics. We've been focusing on the Martial Powers playtest system that we've been developing. It's an alternate magic system for martial characters, kind of like Book of Nine Swords from 3rd edition, or like Martial Powers in 4th edition TM. I think I want to go with a little bit lighter here. I need a little bit of a purpleness going in. Don't let that smile fool you. He's having a horrible time. Playtesting this week went really well. There was a higher degree of shenanigans than what was probably healthy for the duration of the playtest, but the camaraderie was there and there was much fun had. We had one, two. We had two significant fights. The battles lasted a total of 6 rounds. One was 4 rounds, another was 2 rounds. There was a lot of exploration and some social stuff going on. So the team had a mix of both combat and exploration powers selected. So the exploration portion of the adventuring of sussing out ideas and doing perceptions and investigation, blah blah blah, all the stuff that you do during exploration challenges. The team had the opportunity to sling some mana around, so that is the purpose of the playtest, to see how things are being used. They hold up in some ruins. So one of them was a vertical map. I like vertical maps, and this one they were ascending ivy vines, willow reeds, and tree branches. They were ascending the side of a cliff, and it was about 700 feet worth of climb overall for them to get to the top of the floating island. To get to the precipice of the floating island that they were climbing. Some of the material, some of the supplies that they had gathered from the wreckage. They spent all last they spent the entire first session marching to the wreckage of the ship that crashed to salvage supplies. And once they get there, the supplies are being stolen. And so they defeat the creatures that were obviously stealing, but while they were looting the place, there were invisible, turns out to be pixies, that were also stealing some of the more interesting looking supplies. So the team uses they have some celestial energy fed into them. So when the paladin did a divine sense, he picked up on the on the celestial magic that was on them, which if you were checking out the development of the hex that they're currently inside of, there's a Lamasu. That's the boss of the pixies right now, and it has enchantments that it can feed to the pixies. And that's where the celestial resonance was coming from, expressed primarily as white magic. The pixies themselves can turn invisible, but since the cleric is getting a read on them from the divination that's enhancing them, he was able to see them flitting. He could see signatures of blue energy kind of flitting around in the sky, so he knew that the pixies were flying off, presumably to the floating island that was in alignment with the path that they were flying. So that's why I decided to go to the floating island. They convinced some friendly crocodigators to act as floating skiffs across the swampy waters that they were exploring. And then once they got into the reeds and they were climbing up to it, they found a massive fly trap hiding amongst the willow branches, and there were large-sized assassin vines that were attempting to grapple, restrain, and drag the characters to the Audrey 2 maw of the flytrap sort of creature they were facing. And so they had the tactical decision to knock it out of the willow branches. They were like 250 feet up. They're like, yeah, no. They were 60 feet up when this happened, and they decided to knock the creature out of its mooring and throw it all the way down to the bottom of the willows into the swamp. And when they did that, they were all by the time they were able to do this, they were accidentally all restrained by the assassin vines. So they had almost killed Audrey too when they cut it free from its moorings and it pulled all of them down. It killed Audrey in the fall. It dropped all of them down to single digits, and that was awesome. So they had to climb the fuck back up from the ground, and while they were doing this, that's when the pixies attacked them. When they were about 400 feet up, they were being attacked by pixies, but at that elevation there was high winds. So if the team would knock the pixies away from the wall, they get caught by the high winds, and since they were size tiny, they were thrown down, like way downwind, longer than a round for them to get back. So they didn't have to worry about being overwhelmed while they were climbing. And once they defeated all the pixies, they were able to get to the top of the precipice. There was a lot of Azorius buildings, ruins. So they hid themselves away in a ruin atop the island. Take a long rest. They found infrastructure, the interior. They found the interior space of the building that they were hiding out in, and it was partially caved in at lower levels. So, but they know there's something down in there. So if they go fucking around, they could find out what it is that's down there. But they're not necessarily motivated to do so because it's not why they're there. Currently, they're there to resolve the pixies. Because if they don't resolve the pixies and they try to bring the caravan through, pixies are just going to come and loot all their stuff while they're not looking. So they need to come to some sort of an agreement with the pixies. But they've killed a few of them already. So that relationship could be difficult to cultivate into some sort of friendly agreement. We'll see what they come up with. There we go. Looking good. So playtest super fun. There's two purposes to the playtesting. One, martial powers. See how the team uses it, what doesn't work, what's broken, what needs to be fixed, and we found a number of revisions to tighten everything down a little bit better. So it's just a better product overall, which is again the primary reason to playtest at all. Secondarily, is to playtest the Rebel Belt hex crawl system that I've developed, and so far I am absolutely thrilled with it. I know a lot of it is in DM use, and as the creator, I have a lot of system mastery already built into the equation that skews the results, but so far, just setting stuff up has been very successful and very fun to do. And it's been a while since I ran a hex crawl, so it's been fun going through that again, and having problems without solutions. And the team is a good team, first off. So there's a lot of creativity happening in chewing around the system in the shenanigan tier of play, which I am a strong advocate for. Love me some shenanigan pillar. I'm going to do this at first. gonna take a sip of water. It's a tall sip. I'm gonna grab some more out of my bucket. Very good. Huh, let's do something like this. Yeah, no complaint there. Cool. Let's tie this all together. I'm going to duplicate this layer, merge it down, color again. See, now we have just one layer we can cut through so we can blend in. I like the blending part. Blend, blend, blend. We'll definitely have this one done today. And we'll start on the next one. Still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to finish. So where we're at right now, I reckon this set will be done by next week, and then we'll start in on. I think we'll continue with maps after this to finish all the little vignette map pieces that are built into it, the little optional adventures that you can run around and do shit with. And here like this. And we may still have some creatures left over that need. We'll see. We'll see where we're at. There may be some stray creatures that we need to make some random tokens for. Like I think there's a chain devil. Oh shit! We have all the Yugoloths to create as well. We'll get to them. Good. feels less like line art with color than a complete, you know, color illustration. Good. This is all feeling pretty good so far. Itchy face. So far, so good. Hey, Nitro, how you doing? Round by turn out. That's not how quickly they knocked that shit down. Nice, man. This guy's just about done. I feel like there should be some sort of radiance coming off of this. I am not currently feeling it. Yeah, I hear ya. What time is it? 7:12. All right, I only have 20 minutes left today. I have to have a short stream. There's some business that I have to attend to before my actual day starts. Unfortunately, it's a weird day here, but I'll be back at lunch today. To continue tinkering around with my martial powers, and we'll be back tonight to work more on Spelljammer, and so far so good. At the current rate for the martial powers playtest, it looks like we might be able to get through a single hex per month, which is a slower rate than I anticipated, but I like how things are coming along, so no complaints. If we're pacing one hex per month, which effectively means one hex per playtest per level of playtesting, I'm plenty happy with that. clean up the eye a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next thing, whatever that is going to end up being. Whatever's next on the block. Hey, there's some text. What's up? It was worth the slowdown in pace for the alligator skateboards. Yeah, you got to let the game be what the game is going to be. And I honestly thought that was, I mean, exploration, shenanigans, social stuff. It takes time, but it's a part of the game. So, and the characters have abilities that let them lean into that sort of stuff and throw mana at it even. So it's worth seeing how the team deals. And now that everyone's had a little bit of taste of all the different pillars of adventure, then and since everyone's a prep caster and has a sideboard, then being able to weave in more like skill-focused stuff like exploits and reactions that are more dice manipulation than necessarily just combat stuff. Because once you get about like 5, it only takes like maybe 5 or 6 total powers to really be able to flesh out a full combat loop that you're happy with, that can sustain you for a number of levels. And level 3, you guys don't have a ton of powers, so you don't have a full action loop built out yet. But there's, with the bonus actions, with the bonus powers that everyone gets for their subclasses, probably should have some room there for at least a couple different skill focused powers per character. I can know that NAC is making use of his Battlemaster's intimidation and commanding presence as a power, letting him add dice to the rolls useful. Saw some use of. But it's just I mean, level 3 is such a low level. It's your resources are really constrained. As the characters gain levels, they'll have a lot more mana to throw around, and a lot more powers they can prepare with a wider breadth of options at first and second rank. So they'll have. Everyone will have a crap load of powers that they can choose from, so I think there's going to be plenty of budget at that point for folks to really lean more in towards skill boosting and inspiration type stuff. Not that they need to, it's just I think the bandwidth will be there, and the usefulness of it will be probably recognized at that point. Oof, that hand feels wonky. There, better. Yeah, let's let him sit. I think I'm okay with him. Number 3. What's up? I felt like you might want color variations with the eyes instead of the same grimy gray-green throughout. Not a bad color, but maybe it should be more gray at his hands, more green at the symbol. No. I appreciate the color input because obviously I don't have any color, so having insights are helpful. Instead, the same grimy gray throughout. Not a bad color, but maybe should be more gray at his hands, more green at the symbol. So keep the green on the eye. another thing is the size of its hand got out of control. It's significantly bigger than its neighbor. Let's see. So you're saying now I'm just futzing with design or structure stuff. So let's see. I want more color variation with the eye instead of the same grimy green gray throughout. Not a bad color, but maybe it should be more gray. All right. Well, I think that kind of answers the question about do I need some sort of a radiance happening, and it sounds like the answer is yes. Structural shit. I see some text. Hold on. In other words, the green is more desaturated at the hands, more saturated near the symbol. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying you would like to see it, but it isn't currently, or that's what it should be. Okay, so it should be more green. It should be, the hand should be desaturated. Oh, I see what you're saying. So the color distribution on the piece overall. Yeah. Okay, I think I understand. So what I think I really need to do . No, you know what? I think I want to leave the symbol black. Let's try this instead. this turns out. Let's see how this goes. Maybe not that. Contemplating. I don't know if I like that at all. I kind of like it. Push the Soulzu back, which I'm kind of a fan of. Yeah, right on, man. Thanks. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it turns out as. Thanks for the vote of confidence, my guy. I'll see you on the other side. Arg. I've got a task I have to perform, and I was hoping to be done with this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be. Duplicate. Free transform. I'm being mysterious on purpose. Because you don't share everything. Merge down. Duplicate. Shit. That filter, blur, Gaussian blur, feeling better. All right, we'll stitch up this highlight here, and then we'll be done for the day. Yeah, all right, we're gonna leave it here for now. That actually feels a lot better. I like that. Changes the lighting on it, which I think resolves the saturation color issue by refocusing it into the highlights. And it makes the symbol of Mavar stand out more, which I like, and it contrasts. It pulls the eye forward while pushing the rest of Solzu back, which is what we wanted to do. I am happy with this. I'm going to let this sit for now. We may turn our mind, and if that's the case, so be it. But for now, I think I am happy with this. So we're going to call this quits for today. I'm going to be back in about 6 hours to continue working with martial powers, and hope to see you guys there. See ya.